Hi, and welcome to Best in Tesla. It seems like all the breadcrumbs are coming together and Tesla keeps improving their full self-driving software at a staggering pace. And we got a lot of cool new things dropping this week, like Tesla might be starting testing their Robotaxis in China, and full self-driving version 12.4 is going to blow our minds, and it's coming next week. And a lot more. So let's check it all out and let's dive right in. Musk has been teasing some notable improvements for full self-driving supervised with the system's upcoming updates. Earlier this week, Musk noted that the latest version of Tesla's full self-driving supervised would blow your mind. And in a separate post, Elon Musk noted that full self-driving version 12.4 has completely retrained models, and this should be rolling out sometime next week. And this is one of the versions that Elon Musk has been hyping, saying it should really be called version 13 and that it will blow your mind. And this version is trained after Tesla's big jump in compute power and miles driven. So this should have got a lot of more data for training as the other versions. As Elon Musk also wrote on X, version 12.4 has almost completely retrained models. The final touches are for comfort, as it sometimes accelerates or brakes too fast for most people's taste. So this is very nice to see that they are working on making the rides even more smooth, as this is something we have seen some complaints about. But as Elon's continued, 12.5 and 12.6 are in various stages of testing. We are getting into rare complex situations, for example going down a narrow one-way road, encountering a road closure and have to reverse out to find a new route. That closure also needs to be communicated to the rest of the fleet, so you don't get a whole bunch of Teslas stuck down a road. Just like we saw with Waymo at some point a year ago or something like that they all drove down this closed road and got stuck. So this is very cool to hear that Tesla, of course, will make sure that the whole fleet are communicating with each other when they bump into obstacles. Very cool, just like Tesla has showed us with the Model S and X are also recording potholes and sharing that with the entire fleet. So Tesla already knows how to do this, but nice to see Tesla is making this a part of the entire fleet. And also that the cars will reverse out to find a new way, because that sounds like it will actually be able to do reverse. We have seen some great example of Tesla's new auto park feature doing some crazy advanced maneuvers, so we know it can go into reverse. We have just not seen that on full self-driving software doing it when it comes to a dead end. This is exactly what Chuck Cook said in his video, where his Tesla car did get into a dead end, but it was able to make the normal turn out of the situation. But as Chuck said, Tesla's full self-driving needs to be able to reverse to get out of situations like this, that it is inevitable that it will get into situations like this at some point. But it sounds like that might already be coming in next update, next week. Yes, the progress is definitely not slowing down. Can't wait to see what version 12.4 will be able to do. And Hallmark's catalog also wrote on X, because Dirty Tesla shared that he had a drive where the car didn't nag him for 10 minutes of touching the wheel, and Hallmark wrote, "The nag has no reason to exist anymore. Kill it." And Elon replied with, "Fixed in 12.4. And Facade tuned in and just wanted Elon to confirm that this meant removal of the nag altogether. As Facade wrote, Elon Musk insinuate that the nag present in full self-driving that asks the driver to lightly pull on the wheel will be removed in 12.4. Elon Musk, can you confirm? If true, this is a pretty big deal. And Elon Musk replied, yes. I agree, this is a pretty big deal, as this will truly make the car also feel like a robotaxi when you don't constantly have to pull the wheel all the time. This is not something that Tesla would just be able to remove in Europe without getting permission for something like this, so curious if anyone watching knows if Tesla can just remove this in the US, or have they got some approval for this? Because this seems like a big step to me. If you now suddenly can just jump into your car and it will drive you to your destination and park itself, and all you have to do is just keep an eye on the car not messing up, but you don't have to do anything physical. Maybe because Tesla has got the camera inside the car working much better, so the system can see if you are paying attention. Because that has definitely changed here in Europe a few updates back, that the system is clearly watching you now, because as soon as you look away too long at the screen or something like that, it nags you straight away. So maybe they have got some approval to remove this nag. I'm not sure how this works in the US, but please let me know down below in the comments if you do. But we also got some more news that Tesla might start robotaxis in China. This is definitely on the rumor status at this point, but as they wrote in this article, Chinese official told Musk that China welcomes Tesla to do some robotaxi tests in the country and hope it to set a good example, the source said, but authorities did not immediately approve its widespread use of full self-driving functions. Industry experts said that despite rising protectionism, including TikTok ban in the United States, China has sent a clear signal that it is further opening its doors to multinational companies to test their advanced technologies in the country for mutual gains. So no matter what, we are getting more and more noise about Tesla getting their full self-driving software to China, and if they can do some robotaxi testing in the country as well, that would be awesome. And as Elon also wrote on X, I did partly pick it, the date of the 8th of October, because 8 is a lucky number in China. Also, it's the birthday of his triplets that are now 17 years old. So, full self-driving is definitely making some big steps at the moment, and I still think we are seeing a race for autonomy with only one horse in the race. As we see, more and more companies are backing down, but Tesla is getting closer and closer every day. As we know, Cruise backed down after the incident in San Francisco, and Volkswagen and Ford backed down from their joint venture, and now we hear that Hyundai Motors, a joint venture self-driving company, Motional, has laid off its employees and postponed its plan to commercialize its technology. As Elon wrote on X, full self-driving is a very hard problem indeed. And people seem to forget that what Tesla is doing, that really seems to be the way to go, is not something you can just copy. Just like we see startups like Wave that are also trying to make AI-driven cars and have just raised $1 billion from Nvidia, Software, and Microsoft and more. But they don't have any cars, so they do have the same problems as most others. Where are they going to get all the data that is needed to solve this AI problem? Because $1 billion might sound like a lot, but it is a pocket change in this game. Tesla is going to spend $10 billion just this year on compute power. And $1 billion would probably not be enough to get more than like 6,000 robotaxi built. And someone like Wave don't want to own the cars, so there has to be someone else that are building the cars. So this will take a lot of time. As Elon also explained, even if someone signed a deal with Tesla today, the best case scenario is that they would have Tesla software running in the cars in like 3 years' time at best. So just getting 6,000 full self-driving cars on the road collecting data for Wave is a long time out in the future, and 6,000 cars collecting data is not enough. Tesla doesn't just have an order of magnitude more cars. They have like 100 orders of magnitude more cars on the road collecting data for them. The others don't really have a chance to get to Tesla's scales because of the business model Tesla has versus everyone else. It's just too expensive for the other guys to get millions and millions of cars on the road. And we also see systems like the Mercedes are using and calling it level 3, even though it's almost impossible to find a situation that lives up to all the requirements, because there's a lot of stuff that has to be just right.
But the big thing that you should know is the jump from level 2 to level 3 is really significant. As this handy graphic kind of shows, Basically, everything has to get upgraded. More sensors have to be added, more radar, a LiDAR unit, a rear-facing camera. So the operating conditions that need to be in place for Drive Pilot to activate. It only works at speeds 40 miles an hour and under. It only works with a vehicle in front of you. It only works when the lane lines are clearly marked, either with dots or with lane markers. And it also only works in good weather. So if it's raining or it's like super dusty or there are conditions in which the LiDAR and the radar don't really function that well, the car will default to the safer option, which is the hand control back over to you. And it also doesn't work at night. So this is, again, only a daytime system and really only meant to work in traffic.
So even though the system works flawlessly when all these conditions are met, but as you can see, the amount of tech Mercedes need on the car is getting ridiculous and is a very expensive solution, and only cars with this setup will be able to drive on this level 3. So no other Mercedes car will be able to get this software update and get these features. This is simply too expensive to scale, and they will never get the data needed with this kind of very limited system. They will never get to full autonomy with this setup, in my opinion. So people that are comparing Mercedes system to Tesla's system, I really don't think they get the difference and what is needed for full autonomy. But it really seems like Tesla is getting closer and closer to solve this problem, and I think the world will get a big surprise on the 8th of August. And this will be the date that goes down in history as the day Tesla showed off their Robotaxi that changed the world. And Alex also shared that he has been contacted by an insurance company that is looking at full self-driving, as this will change the landscape dramatically. As Warren Buffett also just said, full self-driving will be bad for insurance companies but good for society.
If accidents get reduced 50%, it's going to be good for society, and it's going to be bad for insurance companies' volume, but you know, good for society is what we're looking for.
And as Elon replied to Alex, it will greatly reduce accident and save millions of lives. Yes, we really need Tesla to solve this one, as no one else is even close on doing this. And we are talking about 1.2 million lives being lost every year. We don't have full self-driving cars. And as we know, Tesla's Cybertruck doesn't have full self-driving, but if you thought the Cybertruck will never get full self-driving, don't worry, this is Tesla. Of course it will get it, as Elon also confirmed on X this week, but it will probably just take another few months. So you don't have to buy another Tesla than the Cybertruck to get full self-driving in your car. All Tesla cars will be able to drive themselves in the future. So you just buy the one you like, and within the next couple of years, you will probably just get an over-the-air update and your car can suddenly drive itself. If you buy any other car than a Tesla today, it will never be able to drive you home from a trip into town to get a few beers with your friends, but your Tesla will. What an amazing time we are living in. And Tesla is just about to blow our minds once again. And thank you for watching. And until next time, take care out there and be nice.